Start streaming. All right. Welcome back to Hangar 51. Who's going to jump in the room first? I'm thinking possibly Mike Bird. Maybe. Or Shadow. Ethan! Ethan is first in the room. Night's going down. Well done, sir. Good to see you. Yes, I know you can't see me yet. I got a little surprise. We're going to wait till a few people get here for the surprise. But yeah, welcome. You been flying at all? Let me see if I got... Let's see if I can get this other camera working. Well, I guess... Let me just do this temporarily. Oh, I got a better picture than that. Let's do that. No, not that. Ugh, not that. No, not that. Come on. Wow. Where are all my good pictures? Holy crap. Alright, well, let's go back to this one, I guess. Okay, we'll do that one for the moment. Okay, let me translate that. Okay, and then let's get the video capture. There we go. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see if we can zoom this in. Fine-tune adjusting on the cameras here. Hang on. Trying to... Rafter cam is back. Why did that go dark? Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright. Oh, that's the bag. Okay, I see what that is. Let me move that. That should be pretty good. All right, good. All right. Well, Nick's here. Good to see you. Welcome, Mike Bird. What's up? Not eating anything. I've got some surprises tonight. Let me. I'll introduce you to the first one right now. It's going to be interesting. All right, let's just do this one. Welcome back to Rafter Cam. We've got an overhead camera now. Philip, what's up? So there's our overhead camera. Used to have this a long time ago. and I've just brought it back. Got some more adjusting to do, but it'll work for right now. I guess it needs to be over a little bit. I don't know if I can move it over a little bit. Let me try. See if I can do it without ruining the picture here. I know, I'm not pushing any buttons, I'm just moving the camera. Okay, so that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, come on, catch up. Okay. Whoa, no. Okay, let's see what we got now. Let me go a little bit. Let's do this. Let's go a little more this way. Trying to get it straight. Okay, that'll work right there. Okay. Perfect. Good enough. I lost my prop balancer. All right. Okay. All right. Who else jumped in? Anybody else? Nope. Just Philip, Mike Bird, Nick, Ethan. Yeah, great to see a prop getting balanced. Yep, a new table. That's the other thing. Yep. It's just one of those motorized tables, so I can go up. Go back down. So you guys might want to get one of these. They're on sale at Amazon for 92 bucks. I don't know if you've priced these before, but they've generally been in the $350 range for a long time, and of course they've been coming down. And yeah, this one was 92 bucks. Free shipping, of course, Amazon. Pretty nice. I just finished putting it together. Not too bad. Perfect for working on airplanes, you know. And I'll tell you why. If you're standing there, you can adjust the height of the table for whatever you need to work, so you're not bending over, or if you need to bend over, you can go up and down. It'll go, I think the low setting is 28 inches. Yeah, 28.3. And hang on a minute, let me do this. And it goes up to 46.6. So I'll show you from the front. Craig Beeman, what's up? Good to see you, man. I don't know where the rest of my regulars are. Where's Shadow? I don't see Shadow yet. Haven't seen... well, we'll let people get here. Alright, so let's go to the front camera here. And show you what it looks like from the front. Okay. We can either we can take that out of camera. We'll put it like that, and that's off camera now. And of course, we've got that. And then we have a good view of, what's behind me here. The Ender 3 is just slightly, it's the end of the old 3D printer. It's just on the edge of the picture there. Hey, we've got a butterfly in here. Or a moth. No, that's a moth. I do need to go close the garage door, so I'm going to give myself a break here in a second. Because there's noise and stuff, and bugs are coming in. Hence the moth. So, yeah, well, we're waiting for some more people to get in here because I've got some more stuff to show you. You just woke up. 3-hour nap. Wow. Good for you. Yeah, you're probably right. Shadow's probably cutting firewood, or he's probably got a power outage, so you can't get online. Actually, I could text him and find out for sure. But yeah. So I've been cleaning a lot, guys. Cleaning not just this area, but out there where the lift is. I'm trying to get the lift moved over. It's still right in the middle of the garage, which is not terribly convenient. It's great for the lift, but it's not convenient for the rest of the garage. I don't have any room to put anything else in the garage. So yeah, I want to get that moved. So I've been cleaning and moving and throwing and burning and painting. Been painting airplanes, painting car. I've been painting the ex-wife's car. So yeah, just really busy. Working on a car. I've been fixing a car, working on a car. Yeah, just a lot going on. So give me a few minutes. I'm gonna run the ex-wife's car up, all the way up in the air, and then bring the motorcycle in, and then close the garage door. So, probably give me about 5 minutes. Talk amongst yourselves. Go get a cold drink, whatever you need to do, and I'll be back in just a minute. back. Oh, let me close the door. Okay, that should keep the noise out. A little bit of heat in, a little bit of heat that I've got. All right. Wreck-'em Roy, what's up? Look what's back, Roy. Hang on. Look what's back. Rafter cam. How about that? Hey! A snowplow just went past, so yeah. Oh well. That's exactly why I moved to Florida. Don't want no more snow. You know, don't care to see that anymore. I have no idea what this is for. Right here on the table, the new table. I don't know what that is. Some kind of stand, you know, maybe a backdrop for a monitor mount or something. I don't know. I don't know what that's for. Well, the directions are right here, but I don't think they talk about that. Oh god, we got different languages too. Wow. Yeah, they really don't. Yeah, I don't really see where they mention that. What that is. Yeah, yeah, they don't really talk about it. Anyway, all right. Cable up against the wall. Yeah, that's not a bad thought. You know, maybe, Mike. Yeah, that would be a, you know, nice notch, and then there's little individual, you know, ports there. So yeah, that could be exactly what that's for. Yeah, good thinking. Yeah, yeah, that makes good sense. Oh my God, you're gonna get 2 feet of snow, Chris. Oh God. Again, that's why I moved to Florida. Used to live in Cleveland, guys. You know, nobody's gonna tell me about snow because man, we always got a ton of it. So, yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm not a snow guy. I don't care for snow. So, I knew when I was 8 years old, came down here to visit my grandparents, that I wanted to move here, and I knew I would one day. So. Thanks, Rory. So, yeah, so let's get back to the front view, and we'll talk about this. So, it's got a really, it's available in a lot of different colors. You can get it in white, you can get it in black, a bunch of different butcher block wood finishes, but this size, and a lot of different sizes. So this one's 48 inches long, 24 inches wide, and it's on sale for $92 right now. And it's very quiet. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but you know, it's very quiet. And that's the motor right here. This thing right here. That's the motor that runs. And there's a shaft that goes from one leg to the other to run both motors up and down. It's got 3 presets, and you can preset them to whatever you want. I've got one preset for all the way down, which is about desk height. You know, it's just a little bit lower than the old desk. I can bring it up to even with the old desk. Yeah, that's pretty close right there. So that's the height that the old desk was, which is still right there. The camera's on the old desk. See, I moved the camera forward, so now you can't see the 2 3D printers on the desk. And you've got a wider view behind me here of the trophies over here, and you know, almost to the Ender 3. We lost a little bit of that. But yeah, that's. But I thought if I'm doing unboxings and stuff, this is going to be very handy. Both because I can, we've got Rafter Cam back, and because the desk is, I can move it up and down. So it's pretty cool. So let's put it back down. If I put it all the way up, I can look under it. Well, I'll show you. Let's go all the way up. It goes up pretty far. I can run the show from under the desk. Yeah. Which is perfect when you're standing in front of the desk. If you're standing and working on something, it's nice to be able to go up this high. So here we are. There we are. So now I can do the show from under the desk. So that's 46.5 inches high, and it's 28.3 low. So pretty nice. I'm pretty impressed with this. It's not bad, especially for $92. I think I did okay. I'm pretty happy with it. It goes together pretty well. It is 2 pieces, which I was kind of surprised. I was really expecting this to be 1 piece, but putting it in a box, the box was much easier to handle when they split it down the middle here. So there's 2 1-foot sections, and then you put 4 dowel rods in it to hold the 2 sections together, and then there's metal straps underneath, and then all the bracketry to hold the legs and everything. And once you get all that bolted on, it's pretty secure. Now I wouldn't try to sit on this. I don't think it's that strong. It's pretty sturdy, but I don't think it can handle my weight. But yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with this. It's not a bad desk. Not bad at all. He's sick of paying low taxes. Yeah, I think your brother fell and hit his head, Chris. Yeah, because I don't know why he would move from Florida back to Maryland. That makes no sense. You're absolutely right. That just makes no sense. I was figuring you were going to come down here to be with your brother. So that would have made way more sense. Oh my God. All right, Mike, what's up? Good to see you, man. Don't complain about the cold. This is our week. 42 Celsius is 108 Fahrenheit. Oh, wow. Holy crap. I'd rather have that. I can handle the heat, no problem. The cold I don't like. And everybody says, oh yeah, the cold's better because you can always put on more layers. Listen, you just go jump in the water. If you don't have a pool, you go to the ocean, you go to a lake, you go swimming. Yeah, that's how you cool off. Put a sprinkler in the yard on and go jump through that. Whatever. It's way easier to cool down. You got putting on clothes. You get enough clothes on to stay warm, you can't move. It's like being, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Yeah, I'd much rather cool off than warm up. So, but anyway, yeah, foam melting weather. Well, I can tell you, if the sun's out and it's black foam, it's absolutely going to melt. So that's why the only reason I don't own a Prometheus biplane, because I love that plane, but it's black. You can't fly it in Florida. I mean, it just gators immediately. It gators while you're flying it. You can get it in the shade when you get it on the ground and shit, but it's going to gator while you're flying it. Because you're in the sun the whole time you're flying it, and the air going over it doesn't cool it enough to to cool it enough to stop it from gatoring. So you've got a beautiful finish on it. The first time you fly it, it's ruined. So that's why I didn't buy one. Yeah, well, that's, listen, um, one of the parks here has um, gators in it. I mean, tons of gators. And there's two gigantic ones that come up and they come into the picnic area and they just lay there. And people bring their kids and sit them on them and everything. And the gators are fine with it. They just lay there and let you, take pictures. And, I think they do it on purpose. I think they want you to take pictures with them on it, So, but yeah, they're probably, oh, I don't know, they're 16 footers easy. Yeah, they're huge. Um, but yeah, they don't care. Um, Obviously, if they're out of the water, they're full. They're not hunting. Um, yeah, that's true. There's always that chance. I wouldn't do it, but I've watched people do it, and I'm like, that's a real gator, right? They're like, yeah, they won't bother us. I've been doing this for years. Okay, all right, well, good for you. I ain't doing it, but whatever you want. Yeah. So, but yeah, yeah, and then the shark thing too. Yeah, yeah. I don't know that I haven't personally. On all the times I've been on my boat, I've never seen a shark. I've seen, pictures of sharks from other people that have been on the water, but I personally have never seen a shark. So, well, their brains are broken. Yeah, maybe. All right. So anyway, hot topic, new desk, $92. You can have one yourself, fully motorized. It's got 3 memory settings. There's a little digital display here that tells you how high you are. You can do it manually. Like this is my number 2 setting. I think it's 36 inches instead of 46. I just picked this because it's midway, and then I can manually adjust it up or down from here, to make a final adjustment. But I just figured midway between all the way up and all the way down would be, quick to get it close to what I want, and then I can sit here and play with it, with the arrows and fine tune it to what I want. So that's pretty cool. And then all the way down. And can you hear it? It's pretty quiet. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Yeah, one fault. Okay. Oh, one fatal. Sorry, read that wrong. Yeah, I'm a little farther away from the TV now, so my words are smaller. I might have to either move the TV forward, which I can do. Got plenty of room to do that. Um, so, all right. So let's see. Update on the motorcycle. I'd probably put 100 miles on it now. Working through some minor bugs. Um, I think it needs a wash, especially around the speedo and ABS reluctor wheel, because I'm pretty sure the test ride I had a speedometer, but now I don't. So I'm not sure on that. The ABS light was blinking and now it's stopped. So that's corrected itself. I got an F1 light. I had no idea what that was. I had to look it up. The bike requires, so the book says, high test gas. And I put regular in it just to see how it would act. And the F1 light came on because the fuel system is not reading the octane it wants to see. But it only took about 40 miles of riding for the computer to relearn for the lower octane, and the light went out. And I wrote it. I put about 80 miles alone last night on it, and the light never came on at all yesterday. So yeah, so it'll handle regular gas just fine. You know, I'm just gonna cruise on this bike. I'm not looking out to go drag racing or any of that crap. If I was gonna push it hard, I'd put high test in it, but just cruising gently. No, I don't think it needs it. I'm not hearing any detonation. The F1 light went out, so it's not, the computer's not seeing any problem either. It already corrected itself, and so I'm good. We're gonna figure it out. We'll drive it around, figure it out. I had my G8 on the lift yesterday and today. Got underneath it, looking around. Boy, is that thing clean underneath. Holy crap. I mean, it is damn near spotless and rust free. It is just beautiful underneath. And of course, the top looks really good too. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures. I'll give you a sneak peek here of. Oh, hang on. Let's go here. And go here. And let me do this. And so he had just had the car completely wet sand and buffed, and it's really that pretty, and the blue is beautiful. Even Deb loves the blue. It's very pretty. I did wash it yesterday. It's not. He said he had it ceramic coated. I don't think so. I think they lied to him, or because I ceramic my own car, and it's way smoother than this thing. So I'm going to get the clay out, and I'm going to clay this whole thing, and then I'm going to ceramic coat it with the same stuff I did my Daytona. And then I'm going to put the wheels back on it, the factory Pontiac wheels. He gave me the regular wheels with it. The original wheels are 18-inch. These are 20-inch Camaro wheels. I don't hate these wheels, but they're not really doing anything for me. And oh, excuse me. So I'm gonna put the Pontiac wheels back on it. But yeah, I'm loving the car. It's really nice. Got some work to do on it, but in general, it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm gonna get clay in on it, and I'm gonna the same tires that are on my Daytona go on the stock Pontiac wheels. So I'm gonna take. I bought new tires for some 20-inch rims for the Daytona. So I'm going to mount the new wheels, the new tires on the the 20-inch wheels, put them on one of the Daytonas, and take the wheels and tires off of that, and then take those tires and mount them on my Pontiac wheels to put them on this car. So that's what's in the plan for this. So. Did you think, Roy, did you think it was a shark, or did you know it was a dolphin? Yeah, yeah. I've run, hell, even my Infinity uh, G37S when I had that car with 11 and 1, 11 and 11 point, I think it was 11.2 or 3 to 1 compression, ran fine on regular gas. And the bike has way less compression than that. It's 10, I think it's 10.1, 10.1, and then my other bike. Oh no, I didn't check that. I checked I think I checked the Daytona, and I think it's either 8.9 or 9.1 or something. So, and I'm running regular gas in all of them. So, I don't have the Infinity anymore, but I ran regular in it when I had it. So I don't think there's going to be a problem. Still testing it. There is this particular gas has got 2 gallons of high test and then 3.5 gallons of regular. So I'm going to run it almost down to nothing, and then I'm going to put about a half a gallon or a half a tank of regular in it. So I'll have even lower octane, and then see if the F1 light comes back on, and then see if riding it around and letting it get used to it if it goes back out. And if so, then we're good. And if not, well, then maybe I'll probably run mid-grade or maybe high test. I don't know. We'll see. It's just getting used to the bike, so we'll see what it wants. But it needs to be ridden. Like, this particular bike has emergency flashers. There are not a lot of motorcycles that come with emergency flashers, but this one does. And they weren't working. You flipped the switch and only one side was blinking. So I sat there and flipped the switch for about 5 minutes, just back and forth to clean the contacts, and that was all it needed. Now they both blink like they're supposed to. So I'm going to keep working the switch. But I think that's what most of the problem is just the thing hasn't been ridden. So it just needs, you ever get everything working again, get the control contacts clean, and, it needs a good wash. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep playing with it right now. But other than that, ride's fine. It's a real smooth ride, beautiful bike. And, yeah, I'm just going to play with it while I'm riding it. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, I'm looking for. I don't have a tag on it yet. I haven't tagged it because I'm kind of want to get all the stuff worked on it first. Get the tires changed. There's no tire sensors in the wheels. This guy, when he put these Camaro wheels on it, so I got to get tire sensors. Put them in the stock wheels. Mount the tires, put them on. Make sure the tire system's working. There's an ABS light on. I think one of the wheel sensors is bad, so got to change that. And just want to go over it, piddling with it. And now, of course, I want to clay it and ceramic coat it and everything. So I'm not in a hurry to put it on the road right this second. So I'm gonna get it all cleaned up. I've got a carbon fiber chin spoiler for the front that he gave me with the car. Brand new carbon fiber spoiler goes underneath the blue spoiler that's there. It doesn't replace that one. It goes under that one to make it even lower. And then there's a carbon fiber wing for the trunk lid, and I got to put that on. And he bought the upgrade paddle shifters to add to the car. So I just have to install them, so I'm probably going to do that too. Get that installed. And it's got the LS3 motor, Craig. Yep. LS3, and this one's been modified and tuned. So it's supposed to be putting out like 438 horsepower or something like that. So yeah, it's I believe it's a 6-speed automatic. Pretty sure. Yeah, this is a 6-liter. Have you tried running it on regular gas, or just because the book tells you to run high test, that's what you're doing? Because all my vehicles, the book told me to run high test, and they all ran perfect on regular. So, You actually give it. You got to let it. You know, the computer has to relearn. You know, don't get excited if a check engine light comes on immediately. You know, give it a chance to learn it, and then go from there. So I got a pretty good deal on this Pontiac. I don't know if you've been pricing these things, but they're usually in the 16, 18. I've seen them as high as you know, the mid 20s. If you find one in the 14 range or lower, it's usually a total loss car with a rebuilt title. Yeah, gas is only 279 right now here. I think regular is 279. I think even high test is only like 350. So I only paid 12 for the car, and I got the extra wheels. You know, I got the original Pontiac wheels plus the Camaro wheels that are on it. I got the carbon fiber spoiler for the front, the carbon fiber in the back. I got the paddle shifter upgrade. He's already put a 3-inch exhaust and long tube headers around it. And of course the motor, he had the motor rebuilt and tuned. Yeah, I think I did pretty good. You know, it's a pretty nice car. It's pretty clean. There's a few minor things wrong inside. Typical stuff. There's the grab handles on the doors are leather wrapped, and the leather is ungluing itself. It's not ripped or anything. It's just coming unglued, and I've seen that. It's a common problem. That's an easy fix. I can reglue it, so I'm not worried about that. The glove box lid on the armrest, one of the hinges is broke. So I'm either I haven't checked yet, but I could probably 3D print a whole new lid for it. And if not, then I'm probably just going to go into one of the CAD programs and either make my own whole lid or just the one hinge that's broke. No big deal. I mean, when you close it, it sits there just fine. It's when you open it, it kind of goes cattywampus, but no big deal. There's the screen on the radio stack is all blistered and cut, but I guess Amazon sells those for like 20 bucks. I bought one of those for my ex's Cadillac and put it in, and it was 28 bucks I think for the Cadillac, and I installed it and it's working perfect. Looks perfect, perfectly clear. It's, you know, the touch works perfect, so not a big deal. So I'm probably going to order one of those and fix that. So you can read it, because you really can't read it the way it is. It's pretty bad. That's pretty much in the interior. There's one tiny little tear in the passenger seat, and so I'll repair that. Other than that, Jeff in Lower Alabama, what's up? How you doing, Jeff? Yeah. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with the car. It's in pretty damn good shape. I have to repaint part of the rear bumper cover. The clear coat came off right in that little area where the trunk lid meets it. Just on the top of the bumper cover right there, most of the clear coat came off there. So I'm going to re-clear that. And that's not a big deal. And other than that's about all the paint work it needs. This is all the factory paint. And like I said, he just had the car wet sand and buffed. So it's really nice. The car looks good. Yeah, I was just, you guys know I just went to Indiana to see my brother, and my truck got snowed on. So, so it has officially seen snow now. It was only on it for a few hours. It snowed all night. There was probably maybe a half an inch of snow on it. Probably not really. Maybe 3/8 of an inch. I don't know. and by noon it was gone. You know, the sun came up and it melted away. So I went out and took pictures of it real early in the morning before the sun melted it. So yeah, I was in Georgia during a snowstorm when I was going through my divorce, the first divorce, first wife, and they don't have any snow removal equipment in Georgia, and people there don't know how to drive in the snow. So there's a real steep hill coming out of Marietta, heading in toward um, Roswell, and everybody was trying to, you know, go slow down the hill and then try to crawl up the other side, and everybody was losing traction. They had to come back to the bottom, turn around, and go the other way. And then, hey, what's up? How you doing, Juno? And and then it was my turn, and I was doing probably 90 going down the hill. So, and then going up the hill, I just let my momentum carry me. I kept the throttle just where it needed to be to keep the momentum going, and I went right up the other side, and off I went. And yeah, everybody else had to keep turning around, going the other way. So yeah, they have no plows, no salt, no nothing in Georgia, at least that part of Georgia. And so there's no, when they usually just close everything down. You know, all the businesses closed, the roads are closed. Stay home, stay warm. So anyway, all right, let's get back to my beautiful table here, and I think I might. I think I'm going to go get an airplane. Since Raptor Cam is back, we can look at it from above, which would probably be pretty cool. I'm gonna find out. I want to try it out. So I got to go upstairs. I'm going to bring the SU-27 down. It's all assembled, but there's still a few things I have to do to it. But it's all clear coated and assembled. I haven't put the gear down, but I'm just going to put the belly of the plane on the table here, and then we'll see what it looks like, both from this angle and from Raptor Cam. So let me move this out of the way. I'll put it over here for a minute, and this over here, and I guess I'll put my cup behind me over here. All right, this is only going to take a second. I just have to go up the steps here. It's right at the top of the steps. Hold on there, buddy. So the staircase is not really meant for carrying airplanes down, so this might get a little tricky. I'm not supposed to have airplanes up here. That's what the whole purpose of the hobby room is, to have the airplanes in there and not upstairs. Okay, we made it. But this is temporary until I get this all drywalled, get the electrical running all drywalled. Okay. I guess I should have moved the keyboard too. Let me get that out of the way here. Okay, what's hitting? Okay. All right, let me move. Okay. So I guess you could probably see how shiny it is because it's clear coated. So there's quite a sheen on it. And then here's Raptor Cam. So now when I get the rest of this cleaned up here, I can pull back. That camera's zoomed in, the Raptor cam. The other camera is not. So this is, I think this is as big as I can make this picture. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I can make it any bigger. I don't know. I don't think I can. I think that's it. I can zoom it in more, but I can't. I can't zoom it out anymore. Yeah. So that's far. I can back the camera up. But yeah. So there's. So I thought this would be fun for working on planes and you know stuff. Like for instance, I can do this and then do that, and now I can show you inside the. You know, I can hold it up and show you the inside of the battery bay, right? So that works pretty good for that. You know, so yeah. So that was the point I was going for. I think it's going to work out. This might... I don't think this is going to be temporary. I think this desk is going to be the new desk. Now, whether the old desk stays there or I move it somewhere else, that could happen. I don't know. We'll see. But this is... what the heck happened there? That looks a little funky there. Either there was dust under the clear coat. Yeah, it looks like I buried that wing in dust. Man, I thought I wiped that off. Oh well. It's fine. Not that noticeable. Yeah. So anyway. That's the new desk. Pretty happy with this. And then of course, like I said, I can move it up if we're gonna look underneath it or any of that stuff. You know, on this camera here. Yeah, you do stuff like that, and then of course I can, if we're doing Raptor cam, I can bring it way up. So we can get a close shot of the pilot and what's going on in there. Oh, a little too far. But you get the idea. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty happy with the desk. It's pretty neat. No, I was moving the table, Mike. Yeah, the tables. I was motorizing the table. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I was at one. Well, the last time I didn't lift it, I spun it, you know, so it was staying in, trying to keep it in camera, but I didn't lift it at all. On the last one, when I brought the table all the way up, I just spun the plane to try to keep it centered in the camera. You know, previously I'd lifted it a little bit. But anyway, yeah. So yeah. So if you guys want to get one of these tables, you know, for $92, I think it's a pretty good deal. I think it'll come in pretty handy. I know there's times when I'm working on an airplane, and my back starts hurting because I'm either leaning over too far or, you know, something. And this is going to help that a lot. Yeah, this is all clear coated. That's why it's so shiny. Yep, the whole thing's been clear coated. That's why you see such a shine on it. Yeah, I just did the all the parts of the Carbon ZT28 are clear coated except the fuselage, the main fuselage. So I'm out of paint because I've painted yeah, 3 cans of paint. I painted this airplane, the Decathlon, my extra 300, 330, the what's the other one? Well, this, the all the pieces of the Carbon ZT28, the wings of the Husky, both top and bottom. I think that's it. I think I cleared another plane. What's the other one I did? Oh, and the F-16. Yeah, that got cleared also. Yeah, the 80 millimeter F-16. So I did all these planes with 3 cans of paint. So that's pretty good. Pretty impressed with that. Yeah, it'll definitely it makes it so much easier to clean them. You know, they wipe off much easier now. Yeah, if you got dirt on your hands, it won't get embedded in the foam. Of course, this plane's all painted anyway, but on the bare foam planes especially, clear coating them is wonderful because the dirt won't get embedded in the foam. You know, it seals the foam up, so it makes it real easy to clean them, and they stay clean. So, yeah, Roy, you're right. I used to clear coat all my planes, and I just got lazy. To be honest, it wasn't the expense, although the paint has tripled in price. That really wasn't the issue. It was more I just got lazy. Just didn't want to. I was too excited when the plane, unboxing the plane. I wanted to fly it. I wanted to put it together and fly it. So I didn't want to take time to paint it. So, just being lazy. I had an issue with this. How did it come out? Is it all right? Yeah, it looks good. I can't. I thought there was a spot that got. Oh yeah, right there. Yeah, I have to re-clear that. Yeah, there's one little spot there. It needs re-cleared. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in whatever's going on there in that wing. That's bothering me a little bit. You don't see it looking straight on, but I'm looking across it, and it looks like dust. You can't feel it because it's buried into the clear coat now, but it looks like there was dust on the wing, and I could have sworn I wiped that off. It could have just, the clear coat might have just got milky. It's possible that happened, but I don't know. I'm not going to try to fix it. It looks perfect when you're looking down at it, and it'll look perfect in the air. It's the only reason I'm seeing it is because I'm looking across it this way. Because when I look straight on, it's perfect. It doesn't show up at all. Straight on. So, yeah. I don't know. I might put. I might try dusting another coat of clear on it and see if that fixes it. Just for shits and giggles. But other than that, I'm not going to try to sand it because that'll definitely be disastrous. Yeah, Nick, I'll tell you what's going on with him with those planes at the beach. He's crashed so many planes in the water, and it's salt water, and even the salty air. The only way I'd be flying my planes, and he doesn't, I would be putting my receivers in plastic bags to protect them from the salt, and he doesn't do that. So, he has a lot of radio failures. And I think that's why. I think his saltwater contamination is getting him. I have a feeling that's probably what it is. Yeah, yeah. It's the salt air is very corrosive, and there's no way I'd be flying my stuff there. But if I did, I would absolutely have. Um, at the very least, I'd have the receiver in a plastic bag, just in case. Keep the salt air out of it, and then I'd probably be better. A good idea to have waterproof servos as well. But um, yeah, he keeps. I don't know what he does. I'm assuming he probably dries the receiver out and then keeps using it even after it's been in salt water. And that's why you see him crash. He'll fly his plane somewhere else, and it's probably the receiver that came out of the salt, and I lost signal again. And crash. So anyway, all right. So talked about the new desk. We talked about my new car. We talked about my new motorcycle. Been painting some airplanes. 3D printing. As a matter of fact, I was going to start a print tonight. I found I found a real nice file for printing a G8, a Pontiac G8. So I was gonna start that print, but I decided it was going to take 9 hours to print, and I didn't want the machine running through the whole show. I wouldn't have minded starting it if it was going to end, like an hour into the show or a half an hour, but it was going to run through the whole show, and I didn't want that, so I decided not to start it. I'll start it after the show tonight, so it'll be done by tomorrow. Um, Looks like a real good file. I like the file. As a matter of fact, I think we're getting pretty good at this. Let's since I upgraded my software, I think I might actually be able to show you. Yeah, I can. So this is the file on the slicer with some support in the wheel wells. But let me go to it here. I'm gonna change it here so you're not looking at the whole thing. You get a better view of it. So let me fix this here. Let's go back to. Okay, let's. I guess you're seeing it as I'm playing with it. Um, so yeah, that's the file. It's a pretty good file. I like it. I think that's gonna print real nice. So I'm gonna print that right after the show tonight. I'm gonna start this print and let it run. Yeah, I'm used to that. I used to wash. First thing I did when I started driving in Ohio, um, I went to. I think I bought it at Sears actually. I bought a real rubber hose, um, and it was. I think it was a 100-foot hose, and I went into the basement at the house and hooked it to the spigot and ran hot water out into the driveway to wash my car all winter long to get all the salt and everything off of it. And I still have that hose. Now, that hose is probably, it's at least 45 years old. And it's still going strong. You know, because it's a real, I didn't buy one of those stupid vinyl hoses that collapse and fold and crack. And no, it's a real black, Goodyear made rubber hose. And I've had it all these years and it's still in perfect condition. So, yeah, so that's what I used to do when I lived in Ohio, was wash my car all winter long. So yeah, I'm used to that. Not anymore though. Don't have to do it anymore. I got the hell out of there. I just got the hell out of there. Did not want to do that no more. All right, let's go back to here. Let's see, I could. Yeah, I really don't want to take this back upstairs tonight. I guess I could. I don't have to paint it anymore. I just there's a couple of I got a couple. I can't find the when I did the unboxing. I put the instructions somewhere and I don't know where I put them. And so I didn't know where the screws went. You know what screws went where. So I kind of had to guess, and I got a couple of them wrong. So there's two of them still in the wrong. There's two I have to swap here to make it 100%, and then I got to put a receiver in it, and I'm going to have tailerons and flaperons that I can switch on and off from the radio, and that'll give me basically I'm going to put the same program in it that I use on my Flex Super Saber, the F100. Because it has the same thing. It has flaperons and ailerons and tailerons. And so when you got the flaps down, the flaps can also work, but the elevators are split, and it'll stabilize the plane from the elevators. And it flies fantastic. So that's what I'm going to do with this. I think is it Two Brothers Hobbies? They were doing a demo flight where they did the same thing, and it was really cool watching them come into land, and you could see the tail, the two in the tail elevators, the tailerons, working to stabilize the flight coming in. It was cool to watch that. So. So you bought shoes for your dog and he didn't like them. Yeah. I can't imagine why, Yeah, actually probably can. Well, yeah, Nick, I don't drink out of the hose. Actually, though, I do have one of those new the new silver bullet hoses that you're supposed to, not get any that bad tasting water out of. I have three of those actually. Um, the first one I bought Jesus, I don't know, quite a few years ago, probably 10 years ago, and it just failed. but we had just bought two more of the new one with a copper infused silver bullet. Yeah, we bought two of those, and so I replaced the broken one with that one to wash the G8 yesterday, 2 days ago. I think 2 days ago, and yeah, we're good. So, but I don't drink out of the hose anymore. I did that as a kid, but I don't do that anymore. No, I don't. Guys, I don't watch Brian Phillips. You know, I'm sorry, but that guy's an asshole. You know, we've had words in the past, and you know, he's just a jackass. I have no use for that guy. Um, so I have his channel blocked, so I won't even get notifications of his shit because I don't watch Brian Phillips. Yeah. Yeah, that's about all he's good at is wasting your valuable time, yapping and and giving a lot of wrong information, bad information. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, let's see what else. Anything else going on new? Um, put new hood struts on the G8. That was the first thing I had to buy for the car, just so I could keep the hood open to work on it underneath or whatever I'm doing, or have my hood open at a car show. Um, so yeah, I put two new hood struts on it. You know, I can't believe the guy. Why would someone own that car for as long as this guy did? I think he said he's had the car for 8 years, and it didn't replace the hood struts. You know, it seems pretty. You know, I mean, I can sort of understand some of the other stuff like the tire pressure monitors, and you know, maybe the wheel sensor so that the ABS isn't working, because that kind of requires some mechanical knowledge, and maybe he doesn't have any. But hood struts, come on, anybody can install those. So, and I'm sure as nice as this car looked, he went hanging out somewhere with the car, with a bunch of other, you know, G8 people or Holden people or whatever. So, it just surprised me that he didn't bother to at least replace those. They were only $20 a piece. It wasn't that big a deal. Um, and I'm sure I could have got them cheaper if I wanted to shop around. But I just went up to the local parts store and got them. So, that was the first purchase. Probably the second purchase. Um, Probably do the wheel sensor for the ABS, because that'll turn the anti-skid and the traction control and the uh, ABS. All three of those are warning. I'm getting warnings, and the one sensor bad is why I get all those warnings. So that'll get rid of three warnings on my dash just by replacing that one wheel sensor. So that'll probably be the next thing I work on. Get that changed out. He told me it was the right front, but I'm going to use my scan tool and make sure. And then I'll order one of those and put it in. And I don't know. I'm just taking my time. But what I've all been doing right lately, guys, is just cleaning. I'm just cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. Because I made such a mess. When the lift came, all I've been doing is working on cars for people. And I'm still working on cars for people, but I'm trying to get the lift over on the side of the garage over on the far side, so that I can, because currently I can't park two cars my two cars under the man cave, the apartment, because I can't get to it. The lift's blocking access to that, and I want to get that moved so I can put two cars in there. And then I can put a car on the lift and under lift. That's two more. And then with where the lift's sitting right now will be all open. And I can put one more car there, so I can go from one car in the garage right now, plus with the one on the lift, to 6 cars in the garage. Almost overnight, basically. As soon as I can get the lift over where it's supposed to be, because the one in Palace is still in here. It's been in here the whole time. But yeah, the most I can do right now is 3 cars. But the motorcycle's taking the slot right now under the lift. For the same reason, I can't get the motorcycle. The motorcycle will go over here underneath where the 2 cars will park. But I can't put it under there right now. So anyway, so that's what I'm working on. Mostly cleaning. Cleaned up a lot of this. I had to make room for the new desk, and there's still a pile of crap right here I got to clean up. But baby steps. One day at a time. Happy birthday! Whose birthday is it? Albert. Happy birthday, Albert. Wow, you're celebrating your 51st birthday at Hangar 51. That's amazing. Good job, Albert. Nicely done. No, this is the SU-27, Craig. This one's from FMS. The SU-30 it's the same exact airplane, different paint scheme. But the SU-30 that Horizon sold, where the front was all white and then it had red and a darker blue in the back and what's white, and yeah, it's the exact same airframe. FMS made that plane for Horizon, and then Horizon discontinued it. And then FMS came out with it in the SU-30 and the J11. I think it's the J11. Again, same airplane, different paint scheme. That's all. And so yeah, this is fresh from FMS. Yeah, maybe not the youngest, but he's definitely close. Is there a Zoom tonight? Probably. I'm guessing there probably is. So some of the guys might be in the Zoom. Jeff in Lowell, Alabama usually bounces back and forth. So, Jeff, if you're listening, are you Zooming tonight? Are they Zooming? Philip, how old are you? I forget. No Zoom for you? Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Yeah. Yeah, you might get to watch me balance a proper. We'll watch some paint dry or something. But yeah, yeah, I'm glad you didn't want to miss anything. They are zooming. Okay. The what was I going to say? I forget. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I know what we were talking about. Um, yeah, I feel like I feel a lot of times I feel like I'm 18 again, you know, until I overdo it, and then the next day I feel 65. At the moment, it was whatever I was doing at the moment was really cool. I always paid for it the next day. Oh, you're 60, Philip? Okay. Um, yeah, I'm 18 mentally. Yeah, I probably am too. I still play with toys, so if that tells you anything. And I don't mean RC airplanes. I mean real toys, toys, Toy Story toys. You know, I love toys. I still buy toys, cool toys, but toys nonetheless. Yeah, I think so. I think playing with these planes keeps you young. I agree with that. Uh, yeah, it's a pretty neat airplane. I'm looking forward to flying it. I'm gonna do a little. I think I'm gonna put a bigger nose wheel on it. Um, See, the problem with these airplanes that most people haven't figured out, these big chimes on the front here, okay? Especially how you see how it's rolls like this. Okay, so if you don't have the airplane sitting in an attitude with the nose high, if it's level or even slightly nose down, the faster you go down the runway, the more these chimes are pushing the front down. And it's almost impossible to get the plane to rotate once it gets into that configuration. Once the nose goes down, you know, it usually takes an act of God or a ramp or a divot or something to kick it into the air, and then it just goes from rolling down the runway to almost vertical, you know, because you're holding full elevator trying to get it to pull the nose off. And so this is the problem. These chimes here are what's causing that. So the F-18 has this. The F-16 has it a little bit. They're not quite as big as these, but this plane's probably going to be terrible. So I'm definitely going to. I might even shorten the mains and put a bigger wheel on the nose to get that attitude, because I definitely want this thing. I want air under the chimes as I'm going down the runway, not on top of them. So I'm going to definitely do that before I fly it. Oh, Mike Bird, you're only 53. Oh, no kidding. Wow, good for you. How come you don't do a YouTube channel of your own, showing off your P1? I'm surprised. You know, there's several guys where you live doing that. You know, one's Mark McCain. He's got a P1. He's in the process of selling it right now to buy a Bugatti Veyron. Um, yeah, same airplane, Craig. Yeah. So you know, so put a bigger nose wheel on it. Um, make the front strut stronger. You know, there's a bunch of things. Put smaller main wheels on it if you're flying off pavement. You could probably do it on grass too, depending on how small. But if you get the attitude more nose high, it's gonna take off much easier, much easier. Um, my what is it? The T7A. I bought one of those. Same thing. It's got these chimes on it, and it does not want to take off. You get it running down the runway, and you know, it just doesn't want to take off. Um, So I got to do the same thing to that one too. You know, any of the planes that don't have these chimes on them take off fine. It's these damn, especially when these go all the way to the, past the cockpit. You know, it's all the way up to here. It starts. So that wind coming over the top here just starts driving the nose down immediately, and it just keeps pushing. Yeah, I can remember when I was 53. Yeah. It was just yesterday. Yeah, I just turned 54. Yeah, that's it. So what else? What's new? Anybody see any sales or anything going on? Anybody got any good new sales going on? Any new airplanes out? Anybody release something this past Thursday? What did Horizon release a plane this past Thursday? I haven't been looking at Horizon's site anymore because I'm pissed off at them. You know, they canceled my Elite program early and came out with this new Full Throttle program, which does nothing for me. So I'm not buying anything from Horizon. You know. Yeah, 43. That was 22 years ago for me. Yeah, yeah, that's a long time ago. An Altura. I thought you had a P1. That's not a P1, huh? Oh, I thought it was. I thought you said it was. It looks just like a P1. What? Let's see. The P1's a hybrid, right? It's electric and gas, I believe. Uh oh. Mike found me a car. I gotta go look at this. Let's see what Mike found me. It's probably a Ute. Yeah. Let's see. It is a Ute. Yeah. Oh God, I wish I could get one of those. I would love to have one of those. Um, 126,000. Where is this at? Is this in Australia? What's that? What's that in American money? It's got a very similar grill to the Pontiac, but it looks like it has the SS headlights. If you can understand that. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's got the SS fender on it. Yep, that's the SS fender with that door sculpt going down the side of the car. So yeah, it's got SS headlights and SS doors and fender. Um, but the nose. I guess if you took that center bar out of the nose, that would be the grill of an SS, pretty much. Um, yeah, I'd love to have one of those. I love those cars. I would absolutely love to have one of those. You know, they never brought them here. There's a few here. But they're not. Yeah, that's a good question. I am. I don't know who else is 65, but I am. Well, how much was that Artura you bought? What's the conversion on that from U.S. to Australia? Do the math for me. Tell me how much that would be in U.S. dollars. 120. What was it? 129. God. 126. 950. Yeah. Those numbers just scare me. Right, your guess is as good as mine. You know, I'm sure it had to do with crash testing, and yeah, it's not $29.95. I wish. I have a whole boatload of them come over here at that price. um, you know, because that was the big problem with like the GTO when they first came out with the GTO from Holden. I guess the gas tank was in the wrong place. I think the gas tank was behind the axle or something. I don't know, but to bring the car here, they had to move the gas tank. Um, what? How much is that? 87,000? Good God, that's still a lot of money. Holy shit! Yeah, I couldn't afford that. That's crazy. Yeah, yeah, that's out of my price range. So I'm guessing, Roy, they probably, they got the Commodore, safety covered so they could get those here. But the Ute, um, I'm sure they would have sold like hotcakes here if they, because everybody loved an El Camino. So, um, and a Ranchero for you Ford guys. But yeah, for some reason they didn't. They never got it legal to bring it here. I mean, they bring them here now. Um, so there's a guy up in Indiana, right where my brother lives. I wish I'd have known that. I'd have gone and saw him. I would have loved to have gone over there and hung out with him. He's huge into these cars, the Holden cars. And pretty much anybody in the U.S. that wants one brought here, go through him because he's got all the connections to get it on a ship and get it over here for the right money. Um, he's got, I think he's got 6 of these things. He's got a couple of, Utes, and I think he's got a couple SS's, and I think he has one Pontiac. Um, but yeah, he's kind of and he puts on a huge show every year. I guess there were 600 cars there last year, and he holds it on his property. He's got a big property up there, and all these cars come from all over the U.S. To be there. And well, actually, some people have their cars shipped here to go there. It's a pretty big deal. I'm gonna try to go this year. I'm hoping I can get to go. I think it's in September. I already looked it up for this year, and he hasn't released a date yet. So, but I'm pretty sure it's in September. So I'm looking forward to that. Thirsty heaps, huh? Yeah. Yeah, technology's come a long way. My truck's got a V8 in it, and it gets 26 miles to the gallon when I'm cruising, so it does real well. Um, it's just another overpriced POS. So if you were going to buy a new car today, Roy, what would you buy? What do you got your eye on? You got your eye on anything, or even if it's a few years old? You know, like my G8, for instance. You know, what would be on your hunt list? Yeah, I was really hoping to get an SS. I almost did. I almost pulled the trigger on one. It was a total loss car, rebuilt, but the price was reasonable. Still, it was 16,500, and I only paid 12 for the Pontiac. And to be honest, you know, as shiny as the paint is on this after he had it, you know, buffed, and the color, because I really like that blue. Um, I would have preferred the orange, but this would have been my second choice. Um, I decided to for 12. I couldn't pass this one up. So, but there was a real nice white SS that was, you know, all repaired and everything, and it looked fine. It probably drove fine, but it was 16.5, so it's, you know, $4,500 more than what I paid for mine, and it's a salvage title. So, you know, I just couldn't do it. I almost, but I just decided now. No, if this Pontiac had been a different color, like white maybe or black for sure, because I don't like black cars really. You know, I have 3 black cars, but I would prefer, you know, if it had been the bright red or the orange, um, I would have bought it. But it was white, and white. It looks good in white. Don't get me wrong, but you know, my blue Pontiac's prettier than a white SS, and mine's got a clean title. That had a total loss rebuilt title, and mine was $4,500 cheaper. So I'm happy with the choice I made. I like the car. Very happy with the car. Yeah, I'm not a Ford guy, so that would never be on my list. Yeah. A Scat Pack Challenger in the dark green. Okay. You like the wide body or the narrow body? Yeah, I agree. I that's why I have, you know, I have 9, 10 large cars. I got 4 Impala SSs. I have 4 uh, Caprice Buick Roadmaster wagons. I have 4 wagons. I have 3 Cadillac Fleetwoods. All 90, you know, all between 92 to 96. So that's what, 12, 11, 12 cars. Um, let's see, what else do I have that's big? Um, almost bought a Marauder, although it's a Ford product, but that particular one, I have a soft spot in my heart for that one. The Marauder or a 2010 Mustang. Those are about the only 2 Ford products I'd buy reluctantly, but I probably would buy. If I got the right deal on those 2, I'd buy them. Well, that's cool, Albert. Have you been going flying at all? Have you done any flying? There's a big event coming up at Imperial next month. I haven't decided if I'm going or not. Yeah, that's still, I mean, all in all, it's still my favorite car. I love my Impalas. They're just, they're really cool. They're fast as shit, and they handle great, and there's a lot of room in them. And, that car's wider than my truck. Because I have to fold the mirrors to get the Impala on the lift. And I don't have to fold the truck mirrors to get on the lift. I was really surprised. It's just a big ass car. What do you got? A Marquis, Mercury Marquis, or I'm guessing it's a Marquis if it's a Merc, not a. Um, yeah, it's a fat girl. Yeah, it's 2 tons of fun. um, oh, the Crown Vic, right? Yeah, those are the Cletus's car choice for his racetrack down here. You haven't figured it out yet, Roy? ah, maybe after the show tonight, call me, or tomorrow, whatever. We'll figure it out. Um, a Lancia Stratos. What is that, Jeff? Lancia. I think I know what that is. I might have missed something here. Hang on a second. Let me back up. Yeah, see, I don't like the wide body one, the Challenger, Roy. I just don't think those flared fenders. I think the car looks better without it, personally. Um, it's faster. The narrow body is faster. Top speed on the narrow body, I think, is 204, and the wide body is only like 196 or something. So yeah, it costs you a few miles an hour on the top end. Yeah, I don't like the fat fender one. I think it looks much better narrow. But I agree. I love the Challenger. It's a great looking car. I almost bought one. I test drove a plum crazy purple with a stick. And yeah, I almost bought that. I was going to trade my Infinity in on it. It does look like a CUDA. I mean, they could have turned that into a CUDA so easy. I mean, pretty much all they had to do is change the grill, really. I think they could have got away with the taillights left the way they were, although I mean, but even that, it'd been so easy just to change the headlights and the taillights, and you'd have a CUDA, you know? And and there, a lot of people did that. There was a lot of people that converted their Challengers into CUDAs. You know, there's a kit to do it, but I can't believe that Chrysler didn't just do it. Hey, have you guys heard? I was watching. Was watching a show the other week, and the guy was talking about that Chrysler's going to bring the Challenger back. They're losing too many sales, so I guess they're going to bring it back. You know, the way it was, not that new electric piece of crap they came out with. They call a two-door Charger now, and it's an all-electric car. I guess nobody's buying that piece of crap. Why didn't you just, you know, Albert? I would have had him for dinner if it was me. I don't know what the hell, you know. After that, yeah, he would have been dinner that night. They need which one for NASCAR, Jeff? Yeah, I don't like the new Charger at all. That new nose, I think they ruined the look of the car. I think it looks terrible. Um, you know, and now it's an electric car. You know, so I certainly don't want that piece of crap. Um, yeah, well, the new electric Challenger they don't need for NASCAR, but um, I hope, you know, they say they're going back to the old NASCAR. Well, let's wait and see what happens. You know, I would really like to see them um, go back to the stock bodies. You know, at least using the stock sheet metal. Um, I would love to see that. Mike, I love you sending me these links. These are cool as shit. I mean that. Let me see what you. I gotta see what you're sending me now. I want to see this one. Yeah, okay. That was kind of. I was thinking it was something like that. So I have a Tamiya RC car here that I built, and I haven't finished it. I still have to paint it and that stuff. But it was an Audi Quattro, and you know, and it's colored just like that rally car. And that's what I was thinking. The Lancia was something similar to that. Not quite this aggressive, but I thought it was similar to the Audi Quattro. Um, yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, So I'm waiting to see what NASCAR does, if they're gonna. Um, I don't know why we're just not running the stock cars. You know, Dale Earnhardt would be alive today if he was driving. You know, had been driving a 2000 Malibu with an airbag, and he'd still be alive. You know, the cars today are so safe. They don't need to build a race car with a roll cage and all that crap in it. These cars can take it today. The cars are built so good today that they would survive the crash. Yeah, do it for Dale. Um, so you know, but if they don't want to do that, I understand. But I wish they'd at least make them use stock sheet metal like they used to. You know, so the car looks like the cars that we drive on the road. And you know, remember they win on Sunday, sell on Monday. You know, back when cars were real cars, the winning car would, be jumping off the showroom floor the next day because everybody wants to drive the winning car. So. So, and then that would make the car companies go back to caring about, aerodynamics and fuel economy. Because when they had to run the stock sheet metal, they had to make the cars aerodynamic. They had to make them, go fast, and they don't have to do that anymore. Roy, there's a really nice Challenger file out there you could 3D print. I don't know if you knew that. Where's my orange one? Here, right here. Oh, almost knocked my drink over. Yeah, this is a Challenger file you can print right here. And you can print different wheels because the wheels are separate. They come off. You print the wheels separate. So you can change the size of the wheel. You can change the offset. If you want them sticking out of the fenders, you can do that. Or you can narrow them up to get them in the fenders. And yeah. So you could be printing yourself a Challenger right there. Let me, yeah, that's probably. The Pontiac's going to look like this too. Well, actually, the Pontiac's actually going to be bigger than this. Hang on a second. I didn't go that big on that one because I don't think I had the big printer yet. Because otherwise I would have gone that big. But so this is the Chrysler 300, and you can see it's quite a bit bigger than the Challenger. Let me put that there. And the Pontiac's going to be even bigger yet. Oh, Craig, I know. That's what I'm saying. They the original Daytona, it was. I mean, they had to disqualify the car because nobody else had anything that could touch that. No, I'm not going to ding the airplane. We're good. Yeah, being very careful. But yeah, the 300. This this was printed in this position because so the max I could go is 300 because that's as big as my printer goes. I think the ender goes to 270, so it's close. I think this is 230. Is that what I printed this at? Because I printed this standing up too, but no, I think this is 270. Yeah, I think this is 270. That's because I printed vertical in the K1C. So I think that's 230 by 230 by 270. So yeah, this you could print on your printer this exact size. But this one I printed on the 300 printer. And the I built the Pontiac file to 340 and then turned it diagonal on the plate and it fit. So the Pontiac's going to be even bigger than this when I print it. But this came out really good. I can't wait to get it painted. I got a little more sanding to do, but the little it's got the little canard wings on the front here in the corner here, and it's got the notch spoiler in the back. Dual exhaust. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, the detail on this is really good. The grill work came out nice. You know, that looks really good. So, all the details on here, the door handles, hell, even the sunroof's partly open. So this came out really good. I can't wait to paint this. This is going to look good. $198 is as fast as you've ever driven. Yeah, I haven't made it to that. I did 154 in the Impala, and we had to shut it down because we were overtaking an ambulance. So we have plenty more to go. I'm sure that car would do $160, but we had to stop because we were going to pass a ambulance at 154, so we had to slow down. And then I've been to 174 on my bike, my Yamaha. So that's as fast as I've ever been, is 174. Do you still have that Trans Am, Roy? I know you got a Camaro, but a 70 something around 73 Camaro. Do you have a Trans Am also? Now the Trans Am's gone. Yeah. So my Pontiac 2+2, the NASCAR Grand Prix. The faster that car goes, the better it handles. It's amazing. I've had it to 130, and it is just glued to the fucking road. It is so rock solid. The aerodynamics on that car, of course, it looked like that for NASCAR, is unbelievable. That car is just planted. Of all the cars I've driven fast, that handles the best. That car's amazing. You know, the faster it goes, the better it handles. Oh yeah, Jeff, what were you driving on the autobahn? What kind of car did you have over there? Yeah, I had a '70 Camaro, but I never went fast in it. I don't think I ever took that car to the drag strip. Yeah, come to think of it, yeah, I don't think I ever did anything with that car. Just drove it. 4-door VW, yeah, no kidding. How long were you over there? Yeah, where were you stationed in Germany? Nah, Nick, just put nitrous on it. It's much easier, much faster, much cheaper. That's the way to do it. Yeah, Mike, that's true, but I don't think anybody actually goes and tests them, to see if they handle better at speed. Maybe the Corvette, but back in the day, I don't think the Camaro got tested like that. Um, I don't know. I just don't think they did. The only reason the Pontiac can so good is because that was wind tunnel tested. They built that car for one reason only. That 2+2. It was a NASCAR. They only built 1,200 of them. I'm sorry, 1,225 is all they built. And like I said, for one reason only, just for NASCAR, and to try to catch Bill Elliott's Thunderbird. And yeah, it just I seriously doubt that he ever did any wind tunnel testing on any of those other cars. After especially after NASCAR, said we're not using stock bodies anymore. I don't think the car companies care anymore. The true sports cars, Maserati, Lamborghini, those guys, Ferrari. I'm sure they do, but your standard Chevy Malibu or whatever, you know, I seriously doubt they do any testing on them. 28 days? Really? Where'd you go after 28 days? Yeah, Jeff, I agree with you on the gas mileage thing, but that doesn't necessarily mean it handles well. You know, they don't give a crap about handling. They just care about, mileage. Um, oh, back to Fort Lemon, Virginia. Is that where you were stationed mostly? How long were you in? 22 years and you moved 13 times. Oh my God. Where was your favorite place to be? When you where were you stationed? Your favorite place? Was Linda married to you all that time? Or did you meet her while you were in the service? Uh-oh, Mike's put another link up. All right, what do we got this time? A Facebook page. Did you find something on Marketplace you're showing me? Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Oh, no kidding. You married 4 years before you went in the service. Wow. Was she upset that you went in? What year were you racing that, Mike? Michael Bear, what's up? Um, no, but I'll show you a few new things here, Mike. Glad you made it here. Good to see you. Um, so let me get set up here. Hold on a second. I gotta fix something. I got too many links open. I gotta close them. Hang on a second. What's this? That must have been where I downloaded the new program. I can close both of these. Let's see. Okay, we're good. All right, let me go here. And let's go back to... All right, so we got Raptor Cam back, Mike. Do you remember Raptor Cam? Overhead shot. So got a new electric table and a new camera. We got Raptor Cam back from overhead, and then well, it's a new table, Mike, and it's one of these electric motorized tables, that go up and down. Look at this. Woohoo! Look at that. Yeah, pretty cool table. It goes way higher than that. That's going to stop it there. But yeah, I bought a new table. They're on sale at Amazon, $92. If you're, I highly recommend it. It's pretty cool. It's going to make working on airplanes, building airplanes, a whole lot better. Yep, go on Amazon. They got them on sale. Now, this is the color scheme you get. There were two color schemes for $92, and then the other ones were a little bit more money, but there's other schemes. It's 48 by 24. They have different sizes too. But like for instance, I think the next size up is 55 by 30, so 6 inches each way, and that one's like $197. So it's like $100 more to gain 6 inches. Because that's the one I was going to go with, and then I found this one on sale for $92, so I bought it. So, best takeoff ever. Yeah. um, yeah, it doesn't go to the floor. Yeah. It can only go as low as the legs are, and then whatever the legs are can only double that, in height. So That's why it goes all the way up. It goes from 28 to 46. I think that's what it was. Yeah, 28.3 to 46.5. So yeah, so that's good enough. I'm really happy with the table. I think it's pretty cool. It's got this old wood look to it, you know, like a knotty pine, you know, stain look. But they have all different finishes. But like I said, at the $92 one, you have to pick the colors. They have two of them on sale for $92, two different colors, and then the rest of them are. There's a lot of different colors to pick, and a lot of different sizes to pick. But this is the one that's on sale the cheapest, the $92. So I settled for this. I thought this is big enough, and you know, and the color scheme, I didn't really care, you know, what color it was. I wanted it something dark. I didn't want it. This won't show dirt and scratches and crap when I'm working on it. So right, exactly. So I didn't, you know, that's I just wanted, like I said, I wanted a dark one so it wouldn't show the blood stains and so much. So but yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, Rich Baker's had one of these for years, and I've noticed other guys that have them, and I've been wanting one for a long time. And you know, they back in the day when they started these things out, they were over $300 for these tables. And then more and more companies came out with them, and they kept getting cheaper and cheaper. And you know, hell, you know, $92. That was a no-brainer. I had to buy it at that price. So yeah. Jeff has, or Rich has this jet too. Yeah, he. I think his picture's on the box of this jet, if I remember right. Um, you almost burned your table down with a soldering iron. Yeah, this is probably particle board or something. You know, and it's got a some kind of a laminate, like probably Formica. I think is what it's covered in. You know, some form of some kind of Formica. So you know, it seems pretty sturdy. It's only a half-inch thick, so there's no way I'm going to climb on top of it. I don't think it can hold my weight, but you know, but yeah, for working on an airplane like this, it's perfect because if I'm standing up working on a plane, you know, I can bring the plane up to whatever height that's comfortable, and Rich, he's building that airport. Yeah, he bought that big piece of property and he's working his ass off on it. Um, he's built a big structure, and he's put in a water runway. You know, he's got a narrow. I think it's a 50-foot wide, 800-foot long runway, a water runway and a regular runway next to it, so you can fly float planes and regular planes. And the week I went to my brother's, I was going to go to my brother's the week earlier, and Rich contacted me and wanted to know if I could come help him with the runway. I said absolutely. So I postponed my trip to my brother's for a week, so I could go help him with the runway. Well, then the day before we were supposed to go do the runway, you know, he called me and said, "Hey, they're not done prepping the ground, so we're going to put it off till tomorrow, Sunday." And I said, "Rich, I'm leaving. I was leaving for Indianapolis from your field. I was going to work there all day until we stopped, and then I was going to start from there going to Indiana. I'm going to be in Indiana Sunday. I'm sorry, man. I already postponed my trip for a week for your runway. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I got to go. So so he was working on that. So that's what he's been doing besides working. I mean, he's flying a lot. He's really working on that property. He's trying to really make a real nice place out of it. I'm not super optimistic of how nice it's going to be. I mean, for good pilots like himself, it's fine. But you know, he's talking about having events there. You know, it's if he has the average pilot, they're going to be in all of his trees because there's trees all around the place. Close, they're very close. I don't think the field's 400 feet across, and when you figure that the first 50 feet is parking, and then the next 50 feet is the flight line. Okay, so now we're talking about only 300 feet from the runway to the trees. You know, you're going to have to turn awful tight or do just vertical maneuvers. You know, you go to the end of the field and you go straight up. You know, do a split S and come back down and go to the other way, and same thing. You know, it's just not. You know, it's just not. It's long enough. I mean, you can fly jets in and out of there, but you just can't. Unless you can keep it in really tight, it's going to be hard to not be in the trees on the other side of the field. So, and there's houses right there under those trees, and there's houses on this side of them and on the other side of them. There's, you know, not a lot of houses because everybody's property is big. You know, his is 10 acres. The guy next to him, behind him, is probably 10 acres. The house across from him under the trees is probably 10 acres, but the house is right there on this end of the property. And then over here, it kind of makes an L. The trees make an L, and then there's a house down there, and everybody's got fences up. So if you crash your airplane on the other side of the fence, you can't climb over the fence. You're going to have to walk around. And oh my God, it's a quarter of a mile walk to get to that guy's driveway, to walk into his property, and then wherever the plane is, you know, you might have to come all the way back to the fence, get your plane, and then walk all the way back around again. So, you know, it's not ideal, but it's nice, but it's not ideal. You know, and he's planning on building his house there also, which he's going to put that past the building in the very back of the property. So that really isn't going to be a factor as far as flying, but I don't know how he expects to have any parking. You know, to have an event there. I mean, if he could get 50 cars in there, that'd be lucky. And then if he builds his house down there, he's not going to even be able to get that many in there. So I don't know. We'll see. But I think that's why he's not doing any videos right now. I think he's spending all of his time on the property. You know, he's cut 2 runways. We're putting geotech runways down, so that's what we're supposed to help him with, was the geotech. And then, like I said, he built a water runway, a 50 foot. I think it's 50 feet wide, and about 800 feet long. I think the property's 1,000 feet long. It might be longer than that. It might be 1,200. I don't know. So anyway, yeah. And he paid $250,000 for that property, I think, if I remember right. They get hot. Like hot enough to burn your feet or anything? No, they don't get that hot. But, but they're black, so they get hot. Yeah, Yeah, like I said, it's big enough to fly jets off, but barely. Um, if you don't have reverse thrust or brakes, landing a jet on a geotech runway, you're going to run off the end of it. The but that's enough. I mean, that's a good sized runways. That's how big our runways are, but ours are grass. When you land on the grass, it slows down pretty quick. But I've been to fields with geotech runways, and shit, that just keeps rolling. You might as well be on concrete. They just don't want to stop. So, they have blacktop runways at um, Imperial, where we fly at down here, where Albert's at. He lives right there, and yeah, planes run off the runway there all the time, off the end, because you just can't stop them unless you've got brakes. They don't want to stop. Especially if you got ball bearing wheels. Oh my God, they never stop. They just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. Oh my God. Um, so yeah, which jet were you flying, Roy? Yeah, yeah, the water runway is going to be cool. I've got the PBY now, and I've got the Albatross, and I've got what the hell was that flight test plane? The it's not a it's an amphibious plane. I can't remember the name of it now. It looks like a Grumman duck, but it's not that. Um, yeah, I've got a bunch of water planes, so I'm looking forward to that. Uh, Robert Prochenik? Robert, which Robert? Who did I miss? Yeah, I missed Robert. Damn it! How the hell did I miss Robert? Sorry about that. Yeah, I missed him. Damn it. I was probably showing off the table, when he popped in. Something like that, I'm guessing. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, I was talking about Rich's place. Oh, okay. So anybody seen any new airplanes? Anybody come out with anything new and exciting that we need to talk about? I'm on FMS's site right now looking to see if they've come out with anything. We got some planes at sale, but nothing spectacular. Nothing to write home to mom about. Do I wear glasses? Only to read. Um, like, and only under like bad lighting or really small print. No, I don't wear glasses at all for everything else. Just some, magnifiers from the dollar store. That's the only glasses I need. Is the SE-1 a World War One airplane, Mike? Oh, the SE-1's a new monoplane, brand new. Who's selling that? Well, anyway, I just asked you who's selling that. It's got to be Flight Test, right? That's the only airplane you buy is Flight Test planes. Oh, Spirit Engineering. Who is that? All right, let me look. Oh, you're talking about real airplanes. Yeah, yeah. You showed us this last week. I was talking about model airplanes. Doesn't your wife want to go flying with you? Or do you not want her to go flying with you? I guess that's the real question, right? Let me reword that. Do you not want your wife to go flying with you? Yeah, I like your grooming. It's a nice airplane. What year is that thing? '75. Yeah. What the hell happened here? Oh, this must be their new shit. Oh god, I wish they'd just leave shit alone. Damn it. Oh crap. Alright, how do I get rid of this bullshit? Now I've got this damn side window over here that I can't close. New feature. You know, something new that the browser came out with. And I don't want this side window. I don't know how to close it. That's great. Ah, crap. Oh, great. How in the world did I get to this crap? Oh, fuck. Oh, I didn't know they were looking for those people with the slack line. I mean, I thought that was there was a NOTAM for it up, just at the wrong airport. I mean, I don't think they're in hiding. They know who those people put that line up. Yeah, that's what you need, an airplane that sounds like a Harley Davidson flying by. Oh, God, that's funny. Has anything new come out about that slackline incident? Because when they were reporting it, apparently they followed the rules. They notified, you know, uh, who they were supposed to, and I don't know. I haven't heard anything new about it. When it first came out, when it first happened, there was a NOTAM, you know, uh, file, but it was filed at a different airport, and I don't know. I hadn't heard anything more about it. I'm surprised the normal channels that talk about this stuff. I haven't seen anything new come out about it. So I'm just wondering, what did you guys hear? Oh, Blanco Relero did an update. Okay, I'll go. I'll go look for it. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, I'll go. I'll go look for that. All right. What else is new and exciting? Any other new news? We got anything? Anything exciting going on? Anybody heard anything good? I'm looking at Banana Hobbies right now. The planes that were on sale are not on sale anymore. Um, Give them 2 weeks. They'll be on sale again. They usually do it every 2 weeks. I haven't been to Hobby King. Let me go look there. Uh-oh. Looks like there might be something going on here. Holy crap. Got all these billboards up. What do we got here? I bought that silly paramotor from Hobby King years ago. I still haven't taken it out of the box. I guess I need to do that. I got to get a pilot for it. I guess I'm going to use probably a Woody doll or something. I don't know. Oh, that looks new. They got some crazy jet that looks kind of like the Vulcan, but more modernized. The Flycat version 2. I don't know what the hell that is. It's a 70 millimeter. I bet it's a hand toss. I bet it doesn't have any wheels. 205. Let me get a picture of the bottom of it. There we go. Oh, it does have retracts. Oh, look at that. Well, that's cool. It's an interesting looking jet. $205 on sale. It's only 34 bucks off, but better than a poke in the eye. It's kind of a goofy looking thing. I'm on tower now looking at scratch and dent and see if there's anything here. I checked a few days ago. Yeah, there's still only 2 things in the scratch and dent. Nothing going on there. You got anything on sale here? What do we got here? Hmm. Well, there you go, Ethan. That, yeah. Just help Dad with one of those projects and go fly that. Yeah, well, I can't wait to fly it. I'm if I can get. I'm just trying to get something accomplished around here. You know, the last couple days I've been painting airplanes, fixing a car, working on the motorcycle, working on a car, working on another car, uh, and cleaning, and to just keep, try to get, like I'll paint the plane and then I gotta let that dry. So then I get on working on something else while the paint's drying, and that kind of constant maneuvering. I'm getting stuff done, but I got so much stuff to do. All right, Mike. Have a good night. We'll see you later. Yeah, I was trying to decide between this one or the J11, the gray paint scheme, and I like this two-tone blue thing that they did. This camo, I like this. I said decided to go with this one. I watched both videos of people flying both of them, and this one seems to be easier to see in the air. So that's why I picked this one. It seemed to be more visible in the air. On the ground, I kind of like the J20, the J11 better looking on the ground, but I didn't like it in the air. It didn't. It wasn't as easy to see. Yeah, 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 Mike. Yeah, that the Flycat has retracts. I didn't think it did, but I finally got a picture of the bottom of it. So yeah, yeah, it's an interesting looking airplane. It's different, definitely different. No, I've never done it, Mike. Thought about trying it. Um, I'm thinking about wrapping one of my cars out here anyway, instead of painting it. Um, but I haven't made decisions on that yet. I have a very good friend that does that for a living, and he'll do something for me cheap. So I might actually hire him to do one of my cars and let have him let me help, so he can teach me how to do it while he's doing it. So I may actually take Jimmy up on that. We'll see. It's an option. the have you guys seen anything? There was a company that came out a long time ago. I think it was called Aces High. And they had a wrap for airplanes. Like a military Mustang wrap that it was already printed on a thing, and then you would, I don't know if it was an iron-on product or just a stick-on. What's the price on this one? I think it was, well, I bought it on sale. I think the normal price is like $649 or $699, something like that. I forget, but I think I paid. I think it was $70 off when I bought it. It was on sale. I don't remember what I paid for it. I think it was $529 or $549, something like that. So what's 70? That would make it $649, $629. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, it's a little pricey, but it's FMS, so it's very good quality. The main wings are plug-in. The tails are plug-in. The elevators are ball bearing, full retracts. It's got an air brake on it right here. Lights. It's got lights all over it. Came with all kinds of. I think there's 8 or 10 missiles that you can hang on it. There's wingtip mounts. There's 4 stations, I think. Let me look. I think there's 4 stations on the fuselage and then 4 on the wings, I think. No, there's only 2 on the fuselage and then 4 on the wings. Yeah. And then the wing tips. So that's 8. Yeah, so it'll hold eight missiles, and it came with them. Yeah, it's a pretty cool airplane. Probably, I'll probably have the radio in it next week. And it'll be I'll probably have it sitting on the landing gear. Lights will be on. I know it's got nav lights here, and I know it's got landing gear lights on the gear. I don't know. I don't think there's anything on the bottom of the fuselage. Let me look again. This thing's heavy. God, this thing's heavy. Yeah, I don't think there's any lights. There's something under here. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, I think that's some kind of maybe a release of some kind. Maybe, I don't know what that is. Yeah, no lights under here. Yeah, so it's just got wingtip nav lights, and there might be a strobe in there too. I don't know. And I know there's lights on the gear. it's just a... Oh, is that what I'm doing here? The ventral fins are hung on the tail. There you go. Yeah, too big. Send it back. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's too big. I better send it back. They make them bigger. The big remember the big 28? Or is it was it a 28 or a 29? The MiG, the Motion came out with its twin 8. This is twin 70s. They came out with that big MiG. It was twin 80s. Everybody called it the big. I don't know if it was a 28 or a 29. I don't remember. MiG 29, MiG 28. I forget. Yeah, that's bigger than this one. Well, watch for them to go on sale again, Craig, and then get one. You know, make sure it's on sale though. Don't buy it if it ain't on sale. Yeah. I yeah, I was pretty excited to get it. I've been wanting to get it. Oh, and the tail piece is missing. It's a lot longer than this. There's a piece on the tail. I gotta mount magnets on that. So I don't know if I can get it in the picture or not. Let me slide it forward here. Yeah, hang on, gotta go a little further. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get it far enough forward. Well, I can kind of okay. So you see where the engines end here? Well, there's a tail cone piece that goes out way past the engine, out here, in between here, and it magnet. Well, you're supposed to glue it on, but I'm going to put magnets in it so I can take it on and off because you're like you said, it's too big, and you add that to the tail, and then the nose cone comes off. So I could now I can remove the nose. So that shortens it by this much right there. And then the back has a cone that's at least this long. So that's double this. Yeah, it's a big bird. I can't imagine if I have to fight the chimes here on takeoff roll. If it does that hard takeoff, it's going to knock the tailpiece right off of it. You know, I'll be losing that thing right and left on takeoff unless I can get it, to get the air under these chimes. So it's basically you're doing a wheelie down the runway until it finally takes flight. But that's really what you have to do. You got to get the nose in the air and just keep that attitude till it's going fast enough to take off. Because if the nose is down, the air is going to go over the top of this, and from here, it's just going to drive the nose gear into the ground. Yeah, no one ever said that. Did you have an SU-30, Craig? Or do you still have it? Oh, you had the 29? Keyword had? Yeah. Thank you, Phil. Yeah. I don't anticipate any problems. I've got a lot of jets like this. Um, I think it's going to fly fine. I don't see an issue. Like I said, this is the only issue. You got to make sure you get these chimes up. Otherwise, it's going to drive it into the ground. I screwed up my T7 pretty bad. Um, it wouldn't take off, and it went off the end of the runway and hit the dirt road. And there's a hump in the road, so it went into the sand and then hit the hump, and it kicked it into the air. And it took off, flew it around, landed it okay, but it really messed up the nose wheel. I haven't fixed it. You know, that's all it hurt was the nose gear, but I just, and I knew better, but I just hadn't done anything to change the MiG 29 that Arrows sold had that same problem, these chimes. So I shortened the mains on that plane by about almost a half an inch. So it would, the back of the plane squatted. I didn't make the wheels smaller. I just shortened the landing gear. I shortened them as much as I could to get them to still fit in the wheel openings. I think I did have to trim the wheel openings a little bit. But that worked. That plane took off fine. And that's got the same scheme as this. Remember this SU-30 that Horizon sold? This plane with that different paint scheme. That's what the paint scheme is on the Arrows MiG 29. Excuse me, the SU-30 paint scheme, and yeah, the fans in that thing were terrible. That was a battery eater. Oh my god, I was lucky to get a 2-minute flight out of that plane. It was terrible. So I stopped flying it because it just was killing. It was battery killer. On this plane, oh, I'm sure it's plenty solid for grass. FMS, their landing gear's some of the best there is out there. So I'm sure this isn't going to have any problem flying off the grass. Yeah, Rich put weight in the back of his where I'm going to put that cone with magnet. He put weight in the back there, and he moved the battery pack back. He actually cut into the landing gear, the nose gear well, and had the battery sticking through right up to it's almost touching the tire through the wall of the landing gear on this plane to get the CG where he wanted it. So he moved the battery all the way back and then put weight in the tail as well. So you still have your SU-30, Craig? Uh, What kind of flight time were you getting with your 4,000 pack? You guys are going to have to calm down a little bit. You're getting a little too excited. Try to take a breath. Everybody, breathe in and hold it, and then breathe out. There you go. It's calming breathing there. Calm you guys down a little bit. So, what fans did you decide to get to put in your SU-30? Did you buy fans or fans and motor combo? Hmm. I'm not sure if this has in runners or out runners. Let me look. Never looked at that. Those look like outrunners. Yeah, I was just curious if you went with something different than that comes in this one. I'm trying to look up right now what comes in this one. The box is upstairs, and I can't find my damn instructions for this plane. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch my video when I unboxed it and see what I did with the instructions when I took them out of the box, because I can't find them. I don't know what I did with them. Got a big pile of them all over the place. I got a pile of them there. I got a pile of them up there, and I got a pile of them on the floor under there. And it's not in any of those piles. It should be in that pile. That's where all the new ones are. But it ain't there. So I don't know what I did with it. I haven't got a clue. So let me see if I can figure out what these are. Yeah, this one retails for $669. That's the wrong plane. That's not what I looked at. All right. Yeah, if you go to FMS's page, when you go to this airplane, there's Rich Baker holding this airplane. that's what their cover picture is right there. Let's see. Yeah, the nose wheel's way too small on this plane. And Rich even said that when on his review of the plane. He actually said put a bigger nose wheel on it. Take the, it's got, I guess it comes with that fender on it, and he said he took the fender off and put a bigger wheel on it. So that's what I'm going to do. I might put a big enough wheel on it to actually notch the fuselage where the wheel goes up. I'll find out. As soon as I get it rigged and get the gear down, I'll take a look at it, see what I figure out. All right, so where is... I don't know why they make it so hard to find parts. You gotta really search to find the link. View all parts. There it is. Now, I think it's got a tiny nose wheel on it. Holy crap. The mains look really big too. I might actually put smaller mains and a bigger nose gear instead of modifying the gear itself. I think I might just do it with wheels. Definitely going to look at that. Yeah, so it is it's an in runner. It's a 3060 kV. Um, it's a 3060 can and 1900 kV. So let's compare that to something here. Yeah, let's go back to yeah, I'm sure the Avanti has the same motor. Let me look and see what they've got here. That's interesting. All right, let's back up. We go to the I'm trying to do a comparison here to see what I think this thing's going to be efficient-wise on the battery. So I'm comparing it to motors that I know in other airplanes that I have that fly really good. Get long battery times. Okay, so that's the a 3665 2000 kV. Huh. Well, that should be pretty decent. All right. Well, that's good ideas anyway. It gives me an idea. They're still in the shipping box? How long ago? How long did you buy those motors? And they're still in the shipping box. Oh my God, what gasser are you messing with? Yeah, I don't think I'll ever go back to gas. Man, I'm having too much fun with the electrics. And I'm getting great flight times. I mean, almost every jet I own, I get 8 minutes flight time with. So, I love these things. I'm not the least bit interested in going back to gas. I had the opportunity to buy a turbine, and I just don't want to spend the money. I probably should, because I'll never get one this cheap, but I don't know. Still thinking about it. Five plus years? Oh my God. Yeah. All right. Well, I think I'm going to call it. We're down to 4, and it's just you and me talking. Everybody else fell asleep. I bored them to death. So I'm going to set up my printer and do some 3D printing and go to bed. So thanks for coming, guys. Great to have you here. Had fun. Hope you did. Um, Again, don't forget, check out this table at Amazon. Actually, just do a search for it, because it might show up cheaper somewhere else, but maybe not. I'm not a I'm not a huge Amazon shopper, so I find deals better than Amazon a lot. So thank you, Juno. But this table at $92 was pretty cool. So I'm glad I got it. I like it. Think it's going to come in handy. So, all right, guys, have a great night. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming, Phil. It's good to see you again. You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to y'all later.